Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Eagles and the Commanders, all that and more, coming up next.
For my money, it's the best time of the year. Playoff football time as postseason action descends upon FedEx Field just outside of D.C. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them out, the third-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
And in some ways, he's awfully fortunate to get another shot right here in these playoffs because he wasn't particularly sharp in the wild card victory. The ball ended up in the hands of the opponents a few too many times when he threw it. It goes without saying in this one, cannot give the ball away. If he does, the road's going to end right here for him and his team.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And some room to roam now. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for because, you know, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. One play has him up past the 40 already and another first and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with second and a couple. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Another run here with Sanders. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18. He was so vital in their wild card win a week ago. 8 catches in that game. This is his first one in this affair. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle here to Brown. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of depth.
And that's going to be caught front. Eagles touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
So here's Washington now, an excellent field position to start things out. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in these playoffs. Throwing on first down. Washington. That's Samuel. Caught left side. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Washington. Thomas brings it in. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that ball is caught by Washington. Touchdown, Steelers. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Commanders have cut the lead back down to 2. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And this is now a 1-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Another run with Sanders. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round Weekend. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want a way to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Complete. Smith has it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he barely gets it out of the end zone to the 1. What a disaster. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Got an open man, it's Washington. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll get it right back to Washington. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come upon halftime. Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. 2nd half action back underway. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
On 1st and 10, Washington returns it right back to Samuel. And he goes out right around the 39. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Back to throw. Washington. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
21 yards there on 3rd down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw again. Washington with a catch, middle of the field. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite...
Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10 at their own 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And some room to work. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Hurts throw complete there to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Down to about the 45.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 23. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. On first down, Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of work.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Hurts will throw. And This is caught. And they've got the lead here in the fourth. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a one-point lead, and it just changes the complexion of the whole game.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Washington. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They'll look to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And it's complete. He gives this one to Washington. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. Looking for the crossing receiver. He's got him. It's Samuel. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone. Almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And his kick here is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. Well, sometimes you get a mismatch in these divisional round games. Not here. This has been everything we could have hoped for.
Okay, Brandon, don't get mad at me, but it's time for the old cliche.
Bring it.
Neither of these teams deserves to lose, but in the end, it's looking like the late field goal is going to be the difference in this game.
That's a good cliche. We'll let that one go. And out now come the Eagles. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. He's back to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Boy, backs up against the wall, Charles, and they come through with a phenomenal drive to take the lead in the final moments.
Championship effort right there. Marching almost the length of the field, coming through on their final opportunity to earn the win. I think they'll remember this one for a long time, and their fans will too.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.